Good evening. You know, it's not always easy being right, and there's an expression about that. Just because you're always right doesn't mean you're always happy, you know. But I've been right about almost everything all along the way. It doesn't matter which language I say it in, so I'm just going to say it in English. Anybody can go back through my YouTube channel all the way back to 2017 and see what I had to say about people like Donald Trump, for example. Everything that I had to say about Donald Trump came true, if not was already true. It just wasn't widely or commonly accepted knowledge because people are still ignorant and basically illiterate since they refuse to read anything these days. You know, remember, we're in a time where people forgot how to read books pretty much because of cell phones like the one I'm talking to you on. But I come from a time when I had to read books. There was no quick and easy answer to find on a cell phone or smartphone or in the internet. You had to go find the knowledge yourself. You had to go apprise yourself of the information you were looking for. You had to go find somebody who either knew the information you were looking for or you had to read about it in a book. I come from that time. I had to read a lot of books. I probably read over 3,000 books in my life. Literally. I mean, let's think about that for a second. What's it take to get a college degree? You go to university for 4 years, and how many books did you read for that degree? 40, 50, 60, or let's just say, how many books did you read in a semester? How many books were you required to read for your degree? So you can imagine if I read 3,000 books, how many degrees must I have? But I just never went and bothered to get them because I don't care about the pieces of paper and I don't care about anybody else's validation of who I am and what I know. I could give a shit, to tell you the truth. And as far as teachers go, a true teacher doesn't go look for students. That's not how it works. The student is supposed to look for the teacher. The student's looking for knowledge, right? So the student's got to go find it. The teacher doesn't have to go find a student. The teacher already has the knowledge. So a true teacher doesn't go look for students. They're happy with what they know. And they're happy with whoever comes to them and accesses what they know without any ego involved. That's pretty much where I'm at. I don't really care if anybody comes and asks me what I know. I could give a shit. I know what I know. And I know what I know is very substantial. And I don't need somebody else to validate me. I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for students. I could care less. If they come and find me, well, good luck. But that's the state of the world right now. The true teachers are not going to come out of the woodworks looking to teach a bunch of people who are undeserving. They're not going to come look to teach people who don't care or don't give a shit about knowing anything anyway because they're too busy on TikTok or they're too busy like doing stupid things with their life like my ex-wives. Seriously. Uh, a true teacher also does not perpetuate lies. Switch it. Change out the word teacher and put in leader. A true leader doesn't go around spewing forth a bunch of lies like Donald Trump or practically any other leader in the world today. Take your pick of any country, and all you've got is a bunch of lying, sack of shit leaders who don't care really about anybody except themselves and how much money they can make and how much power they can have. That's also something that a true teacher does not even care about. How much money you might have or how much power you might have. The intrinsic personal power of a true teacher or a true leader does not depend on others. Maybe somebody ought to go read a couple of Nietzsche books. Because Friedrich Nietzsche had it right. He taught how to make people powerful, how to empower yourself with what you do and what you know. and not care about what other people are doing or saying and all that stuff. That's what happens with a true leader, a true teacher. So sometimes, yeah, being right doesn't always make you happy because can anybody really say that they're really truly happy with Donald Trump being president? A sex abuser, a liar, a cheat, a fraud, a traitor? Can anybody, I mean, even the Republicans deep down, if they had to come out and admit it, none of them could say that they're really happy with Donald Trump as a leader. Come on, give me a break. Each and every one of those people are so egotistical and selfish, they probably like to substitute themselves anyway. Terrible situation with the state of the world. But uh, the truth of the matter is, there are very few true leaders in the world. The rest of them all, the rest of them are all fakes, phonies, ersatz. They don't deserve anybody to follow them, really. It's surprising to me that in the year 2023, we're actually still dealing with these liars. I'll say it again. The human species thinks it's so great. It's the only species that rapes its young, its babies. It's the only species that it shits in its water supply and wipes its ass with trees. I mean, seriously, you've never seen a bear pull up to a lake and take a big old poop in the lake and then go to a tree and wipe its butt on a tree and go, ah, yeah, I'm good now. Come on. We're all about ready to die of asphyxiation, but we're going to have some nice clean buttholes. Does it really matter? I mean, seriously, these thoughts sound ludicrous, but they're not. Imagine in India and China and Indonesia and other places in Asia, they don't use toilet paper. They wipe their butts with cloths and a little bit of water. You know, I don't know if they still poop in the water supply or not, but mostly don't. I lived in India for a month, so I know. But one thing's for sure, they're not using trees. And good thing they aren't. Because if all those billions of people over there were using trees all these years, we wouldn't have a single fucking tree left on the planet. I mean, people are just so caught up in this day-to-day bullcrap that they've been fed by the system that they can't even see what's going on with their natural environment. They're so unaware of the fact that the Earth's on the verge of a catastrophic extinction event that will probably take humanity with it too. And are more concerned with, I've got to have my child, or I've got to, when they don't even deserve to have their child. They didn't do their child right. Most people don't even take care of their children properly. You can take some of my ex-wives, case in point. But like I said, let's go back to the main thing. People need to stop fooling themselves. And they need to wake up. The environment is getting screwed over very fast. And if we don't do something right now, as a collective consciousness, to stop it, it won't matter whether there's liars in office or not. They'll be dead because of an extinction event that's going to happen on the planet. You know, I almost wonder, millions or billions of years ago, the dinosaurs were here, right? And all of a sudden they disappeared like that, flash in a pan. I wonder if it took them, kind of like human beings, some millions of years to evolve. And then it took just a couple of centuries for them to get to this like pinnacle of evolution where they probably had some kind of civilization and they're all talking to each other, the dinosaurs, and they like walking around in corsets and whatever the fuck. And then all of a sudden an extinction event happened and they all died. We don't know because billions of years passed by. But my point is that the dinosaurs we're not any more intelligent than they are, more than likely, or they were. And we're headed towards an extinction event that won't be even noticed in the future, just like we didn't really notice what happened to the dinosaurs in the end. And what was it that really happened? And we can say there's a couple of meteorites that, you know, caused an extinction event on the planet, but that probably didn't wipe them out completely. There was something else that happened. We just won't know. Just like probably a billion years from now, nobody will know what happened to us. Be like, yeah, this great civilization happened, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And nobody will be able to explain it. People need to get together and stop being so contrary and stop lying to each other and stop disrespecting each other. And they need to stop consuming useless resources that are only screwing the environment over. They need to think about what their choices are. They need to start making good choices instead of bad ones. And this is a message just as much for anybody in my family or my ex family or whatever as for everybody else. Give me a break. Wake up already and stop acting like ignorant assholes all the time. You owe it to yourselves, and especially the people in my family. You owe it to me. You owe it to me and my children to wake up and do the right thing. Don't support people like these assholes anymore who just want to lie to you to get into office. Get rid of them. Because if you don't, there's going to be an extinction event because of people like Donald Trump lying to us. Leopold Richard Bambarella Visas, reporting to you from probably one of the places that'll go extinct first, Mexico City. Good night.